in 1982, my mother had a stroke. And it wasn't the typical stroke that most people have. She actually had bleeding in her brain. I was a sophomore in high school and was with the local volunteer fire department, and of course we carried pagers back then. And then my pager starts sounding for an assist EMS for a woman who's having a stroke. About 5 minutes later, the principal comes in and asks for me to come to his office. And of course, I'm a sophomore in high school. I'm a male, so I think, my God, I'm in trouble. And he had told me that my dad had called and said that they had rushed my mom to the hospital. By the time I got into the hospital, the EMS crew that transported my mother was still there. So, I started asking him some questions, and they could tell I was scared to death. I mean, I'm a 16-year-old kid who's in jeopardy of losing his mother. When I saw how they proceeded to take care of my mom, and by this time she's getting sicker and sicker because she's got a lot of pressure building up in her brain. I just saw how compassionate and caring and professional they were, and from that was a defining moment in my life, because it was right then and there that I instantly knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to be that person who was able to provide comfort and relief and really good care to people who were scared, like I was as a child at that point. So essentially my decision about how my career was going to go was made by my sophomore year, and it all goes back to how well these EMTs and paramedics took care of my mother. I think I can speak to a few things that I believe that we could always improve upon to turn out EMTs, paramedics, and even firefighters, for that matter, to be better prepared to function in this very difficult profession. It all starts with real life case scenario presentations that are inspired by true events. If we train and educate these students based upon experiences that we've had, what we know works, what we know does not work, then they will be postured to pass the exam, because that's what these credentialing exams are assessing, is their ability to function competently at an entry level. I think once we start in this a very prolific culture in the classroom, as opposed to this is what you need to know to pass a test, and don't worry about the rest because you will really start learning when you get out of the classroom. I think that we can teach them to be critical thinkers in the classroom and better prepare them for their first shift on an ambulance. Regardless of the call volume for that particular shift, I will come home and I will sit down behind my drum set and I will play for 1, 2, 3 hours. Because it's just totally non-cerebral. I can bang those drums as loud as I want. It enables me to kind of take the events of the day, the bad call, and just kind of put it to rest. I won't forget about it, but at least it's off my plate, and it's something that I don't have to think about. And for me, music is the best way of doing that. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but having been doing it for 25 years, I think I probably sound pretty good, at least to myself. And of course, I guess that's all that matters.